Welcome to the Games Revealed podcast. Join our revolving group of guests as we explore the world of video games, hardware, and general nerdiness. From the Steam Deck to playing your favorite games in the haunted woods, we cover fun and entertaining topics that any gentle gamer can enjoy. Welcome back to Games Revealed, the podcast. I'm James and also the Brink.
And I'm Suzie and have no cool nicknames.
Well, no, she's Siege Sparrow or something
I have
Slayer.
so many I don't know.
We can do a whole podcast episode on that. Well, we're resurrecting the podcast. And essentially, this might say episode 1, but we've done a little bit maybe of a secret podcast in the past with some friends, and Suzie was a part of it at times, and we are going to be resurrecting it, and you'll be seeing a lot of different characters on this as we reach out to different communities, different content creators, and all that. But one thing's for sure is that you'll see Suzie on every once in a while as either a co-host, a host, or maybe I'll be out of the picture. So today we're going to be talking about the Steam Deck. I know that's one of our major topics and major things that we cover on the channel that is on YouTube, and we're going to talk about our favorite things we like to play on it and what we just really, I mean, we could go into what we love about the deck, but let's really stick to what we really like playing. And first up, I want to ask, what are you playing right now? Because it's probably one of your favorite things you're playing.
I am currently playing Hollow Knight. I feel like I've mentioned this like a gajillion times at this point because it's taking me forever to play it.
Yeah, so
and not in a good way. It's like, I just spent a day and a half trying to beat one boss.
So
yeah.
I've put 50 hours into Persona 5. I put in like probably 2-3 weeks. I feel like it was a lot in a very short amount of time. And I feel like you've put a lot more into Hollow Knight than I have.
Probably.
How long's the game? Like,
I don't know, honestly. I've heard some people beat it in like 30 hours. I am not great at platformers.
I don't think that's full. It's on you. It's a long game. It's a difficult game. I know it's a difficult game. That's one of the reasons I haven't picked it up, because I'm a pansy and I can't handle. Okay, I can't handle difficult games. I don't know why. I haven't wanted to pick up that one quite yet. It's on my list though.
No, it's really fun. It's just definitely it is. It's very challenging. There's a lot of, because it's a Metroidvania style game, so there's a lot of, you can't do certain things. You can't do things without getting something else, and then you got to go figure out this map, but you can't get to this map unless you unlock, So it's a lot of back and forth. It's a lot of really difficult bosses, and just, I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's Metroidvania style games are historically very, very difficult and take time to master. Once you get it kind of mastered, then it gets a lot easier. I avoid those right now. I don't mind them. I like them. I like Castlevanias. I like Metroid. I like all those games. I kind of tend to avoid them out of sheer obsession. No, I'll stick to games like Persona 5. That's my game that I'm obsessed with lately, and it's probably been my favorite game on the deck because I can pick it up and put it down wherever I want. I love it.
Well, I mean, that's kind of like Hollow Knight. You pick up, put down. It's not, No,
100%. 100%. But I progress. So, to paint a little picture here, they're very different games. One, I'm watching essentially an anime or a show about, so Persona 5 is about high schoolers getting through life and overcoming what high schoolers have to do. It's very metaphorical, whatever the word is, kind of game.
Right.
It's just meant to be thought-provoking. It's meant to be like, oh, hey, you get to relive your youth a little bit and just explore Tokyo, which is another awesome thing. I love Japan. So, like, I'm just breezing through this. I could put it maybe on a more difficult setting, but I've not had too many issues. It's just nice. I can sit down, watch one of their 30-minute long cutscenes, which I know is ridiculous while I'm cooking, but I can do that. While we push it over to Hollow Knight, and then I'm hearing over in the other room, what is going on? Okay, I don't know if you're that bad, but
that's my thoughts.
Yeah.
I have to watch my language around the children. The
chillins, yeah. She's a very loud thinker. And so
I can't help it if my thoughts escape. sometimes because it's frustrating.
They evaporate out into my...
Okay, this is how bad it was with this last boss. So on average, I could guarantee to up my it's called Geo, that's the currency in Hollow Knight. I could up my Geo by 4 on the path to get to the one baddie I was after, the boss. I went from 1,200 Geo to over 1,500 Geo in increments of 4. That is how many times I went and tried to... I don't know if I should be admitting this because it just makes me look like an idiot.
So here's the thing. I'll give a little bit of advice. Because you have not been gaming as long as I have. Okay, that's not true. You've been gaming quite a while, but...
I have a long history of gaming. It's not in depth, though.
But that's true. Sometimes it's great to just put it down, maybe for a day or two, and then you pick it up and you're like, you know what? I'm a genius at this game. I've done it so much where I've tried playing through a portion of a difficult game, and I've done it on stream. So if you watch me stream over on Twitch, twitch.com or twitch.tv/th3brink. Well, but yeah, I don't know about hashtag, but but you can catch me over there and see some of my stupid moments. I'll beat my head against something because I get very stubborn and whatnot. Keep on beating my head against it. Keep on. And then I realized, you know what? I'm going to go to bed because I'm royally pissed. Wake up and I finish it.
I definitely had those moments where like I'm more likely to do well at something when I've put it down and I come back to it and I'm not just like, why can't I make it work? You know, for 2 hours or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Like, so I totally get that. I don't know.
No, I've had to be, I've had to tiptoe sometimes where I'm just like, relax. It's going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Let's put it down and hopefully you don't murder me for this.
My Steam Deck at some point is going to have indents from where my hands have just like white knuckled.
Now it's not a sponsor, but Kill Switch has been great for not having the deck be damaged. She squeezed it a little too hard, but it is doing great so far technically. So
no finger dents yet.
No dents. Yeah, I guess we need to take it off and see. But yeah, so that's the game you're playing right now, Hollow Knight. Yes. I am playing Persona 5. I am 50 hours into it, so I'm a little less than halfway because I'm not a completionist because I think completionist is like 150, 100 and something, but like I'm probably going to put 120 hours into that game at the end of the day. I've been focusing on other things and not focusing on that, but I'm sure I'll get hyper-focused back into it. It's perfect for the deck, though. Take it anywhere. I can watch it. So if it's a long cutscene, I can do something while I watch that, like cook it while I watch. You know, we all do it on our phones. We watch stuff while we do menial things, and it's perfect for that. But, you know, and I will have to say, like, it's the perfect game for me for the Steam Deck so far. But there are many other games I do like playing on the deck. Are there some more that you've played more recently? Well, just at all. What's your favorite game you've played on the deck besides Hollow Knight?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, obviously, like, I played the shit out of, you know, Hogwarts Legacy.
That's true.
You know?
You can go watch the video on that one. Yeah, she talks about 200 plus hours on the Steam Deck.
I don't know if I should be proud or ashamed.
That's a game that definitely looks better on the PC.
However, I did see an article the other day that was like, character discovers new hidden room after 400 hours of gameplay. And I'm like, girl, I found that before I hit 200. Thank you very much. Like, I don't know how this is a new room.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a pat on the back for me. I don't know.
I really, when you said you played the shit out of it, 100%. 100% played a ton of it. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. No, it plays great. I will say I think it like freaked out my deck a little bit. Like I had some issues with my deck after
it was like
with it.
I swear it was the battery getting bloated and eventually just stopped playing it.
Yeah.
All I know is I feel like Hollow Knight's taking you twice as long to play than those many different playthroughs of Hogwarts, and you've probably played a lot less time of.
I mean, to be
Hollow
fair,
Knight.
like if you just play Hogwarts Legacy, like just the story or whatever, you could finish it in 15, 20 hours.
But I'm talking about your 200 hours.
Yeah, but that's 3 playthroughs though.
Yeah, because you progress through it, and then maybe that's why I'm like, oh yeah, it's not taking you as long as Hollow Knight. But yeah, no, Hogwarts is fun.
Hogwarts is fun.
I liked it on the deck. Personally, though, I still like it on the PC a lot more. As when I play my games, I have to have a certain level of fidelity, or I get kind of frustrated.
Yeah, I think like Cult of the Lamb was a great one on the deck.
So good.
Slime Rancher 1 and 2
So
were
good.
really good. I don't know. I haven't done a whole lot of like AAA games on the deck. I've done more indie games, and so I'd have to get into those, but I feel like the deck does really well with a lot of like the indie titles that I've played.
I love indie games. If you know me, I'm a first person shooter kind of like indie type of games. Like it doesn't even have to be a shooter. Soma is a great example. I like that game. That game actually is pretty good on the deck too. And that was just like a walking simulator where you have a couple of difficult / bossy areas where you kind of have to run, but for the most part, it's thought provoking. It's fun to walk through. The games I like that are indie tend to also be a little bit more graphically intensive, and so even on the deck, like some games just don't run as well on it, and I would rather play them on the PC when it comes to indie. But I am finding more and more the games I do like that are indie, I just much would rather play on the deck.
Yeah.
Like just on the go, like you said, Cult of the Lamb is another amazing game on the deck. Like I would put it in the top 10 games I've played on the deck. Yeah. It's obviously pretty easily. Honestly, you could play it on a phone, but because the way the mechanics work and with the controller, it just works so well with it. It looks great for what it is. It's fun to play, and then it's great because you can build up your base. You can suspend and then unsuspend,
Yeah, the suspend play like is probably the best thing that I love about the deck, is because I feel like what the deck has done in my life has kind of replaced my phone a little bit, where it's like, oh, I have time to kill, I'll scroll through TikTok, Instagram, or whatever. Now I'll pick up the deck, play however long, and then I can just, turn it off, and it's right back where I was, or when I go to play it again.
100%. That's probably my favorite feature, and that plays into this podcast episode. Just what we're talking about so much is that suspend is just killer. It's so good for just any games, especially games that don't save a lot. Like in Persona 5, you get to certain points where you're in dungeons, you can't really save for a little bit. So suspending when something you need to take care of in the real world, it can be done like easily like that. That's great. I can't do that on a normal. That's why I haven't played through Persona 5 on the PC, but I've had the game since the day it released on PlayStation, and I played like a few hours and I just didn't play anymore because even though that does have a suspend, I can't move to different rooms, or let's say we were sitting down maybe watching something and I want to just play something while we watch something. It's a little harder to play the PlayStation 5 while we're watching something and using the TV.
Exactly. Yeah. So. No. Agreed. Like, like there are times where like kiddos or whatever want to like go play outside or like whatever, and they need like, like they don't need like hands on, but they just need like an eye, so it's like.
Yeah, staring at them is going to creep them out, and creep me out. Just, what you doing, Billy? Don't touch that wasp. Don't touch that wasp, Billy, because it just freaks you out. Yeah, no, we're dealing with that right now with the kids, anyways. With,
wasps, you can take it anywhere.
Yeah,
and just play it anywhere.
And it plays pretty decent outside, depending. Like you have anti-glare screens and protectors and screens that you can get or have on your deck, and I don't find myself playing outside as much as I thought I would at times, but when I have had the chance, it hasn't been too bad. Obviously, if we're going to go out and do stuff as a family, I try not to bring my deck too much, but there's been times where it's like, okay, very chill. We know we're going to be doing this for a while. Like, obviously, it's plenty of time to play the game. Like we went camping last year, and I played the Steam Deck in a hammock, and I even have footage, and I don't think I ever released that whole campaign that I was doing.
I think you did.
But it was awesome.
It was really nice.
It was really nice. Loki was barking at me, telling me to get off because he was bored, and I was just playing dog walking simulator. No, I'm just kidding. Just in spite of it. No.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah.
Okay, here's one thing I will say about the deck. So we've played like Back for Blood on it.
It does play pretty good on that.
And it does play pretty good, but I will say I prefer it on the PC. And with playing Dead Space on the PC, it's one I don't know how well I would like it on the deck.
Yeah. It's Dead Space is one of those games where you need to have your initial playthrough on the PC. Once you've done your initial playthrough, you've got your honestly, it plays pretty good with a keyboard, or with controller. In fact, I'd probably recommend controller over keyboard typically. Mm-hmm. I'm used to it kind of, so I played a little bit more with keyboard and mouse, but it's a great playthrough on the PC. And then after that, the second and third playthroughs are perfect on the deck.
Okay.
And like Dead Space 2, the Dead Space 3 plays good on the deck. They're great because they're third-person shooters or action horror games and all that. Like, they work great on the deck as a mechanic. And so, yeah, I agree initially. But if you're just wanting to pick it up and play it just for fun, it's fun doing that. And then plus on top of that, the horror genre is perfect for the deck because you can go out into creepy. I know I talk about this all the time. You can go out into creepy forests, go out into your seance, and then play some horror games. I mean, we did that challenge like a year ago, and it actually was fairly creepy. We went out into the forest area where it's honestly more noises. I know you're gonna have to deal with my ADHD throughout all the podcast episodes. Potentially, I deviate. We'll loop back into whatever.
Well, it doesn't help. So where we went, it's by like this abandoned garage. There's like this part of the forest that like there's a bunch of like makeshift like teepee like forest houses, which you never know. Homeless people live there, or just kids doing
ghosts,
whatever.
Devils.
Ghosts. It's by the lake, so it smells kind of funny. Like
skinwalkers. We're in skinwalker country.
It's a lovely like walk in the daytime, but at nighttime, like it's a little creepy.
It is a little creepy. So yeah, it's just the noises always going on now there. And you're just like, I've been in forests, but I've never been in forests or areas that have been as loud as that area. And so it was creepy, and I'm going to do it again. I loved it. Going to do it again. We're going to go get some footage. We're going to probably not take the kids this time because that made it a little extra creepy. We have footage of it where my oldest son is just in the background trying to hold it, and then he's just like, you barely see his face. It's like, no, that's a ghost kid. That's not my son. That's a ghost kid. You
renounce him.
I renounce him. He was pale white as can be. Yeah, no, it was great though. It was fun. And so amazing for horror fans that want to just really, you can't do better and you can't be braver than taking your games that are scary out into the, darkness and potentially dying from a wolf attack or something. You can't beat it. Cult of the Lamb becomes real. You're gonna get sacrificed. Oh my God. To be fair, there are some weird Wiccan stuff that does happen out here sometimes, but that's it might be for another story, for another podcast, not even episode, but different podcast. So yeah, I mean, you've beaten. How many games have you beaten? What games have you beaten?
Well, obviously Hogwarts Legacy. Cult of the Lamb, Slime Rancher 1 and 2.
I don't think you beat 2.
Well, technically you can't beat 2 because the ending hasn't been released.
It's not technically, you just can't beat it yet.
Yeah, I mean, I played till
you played it as far as you can go.
Yeah. And then
I swear there's 1 or 2.
I mean, I have played like Vampire Survivor, but
can't really beat that, but you really did go all in on that for a while, so I'll count that as like a 5. Like, you've played pretty religiously, like 5 to 6 games on that thing. I swear there was more, but maybe not, because I got a second deck almost a year ago and then gave you the other one so that you'd have a deck too, even though you do have a gaming laptop.
Yeah.
And also access to my gaming computer. And so,
sorry.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many. No, that's, we're recording at like, what, 3 a.m.?
Oh, yeah.
Somewhere.
You know. 'Cause, you know, we're young, hip, you know, free of responsibility people.
Hey, right now we are very free of responsibility. Until something screeches on the other side of that door, it could be a ghost, like I've talked about, or kids, and sometimes kids are scarier than ghosts. Honestly, I think I would rather deal with a ghost than a screaming kid for 2 hours.
Yeah, there's some truth to that. I don't know.
I think I would. So
I just am thinking about that scene in Psych where Gus gets left in the house, like his foot gets stuck, and he pulls his belt off. And he's like, "Go away, ghosts!
Go away, ghosts!" Yeah, that's not gonna be. I'm like, hey, come here. You seem much more chill than my kids, so come.
We'll have a tea party.
Yeah, do whatever you can haunt me. At least it's okay. If it's a banshee, that's a different story. This isn't even a Halloween episode. We'll get into some more of this stuff during a Halloween episode, but no, it's me. You've beaten more games than me on the Steam Deck. I have not beaten a lot of games on the deck. I've played a shit ton of games on the deck for channel like content, like games revealed videos. I've done a lot of top 10, a lot of other things where I've had to play through a quarter of games, or sometimes I'll play through games at different sections so I can test out different areas, because honestly, time-wise, there's just no way I could beat all the games that I cover and say, hey, this is a great setting. There's just no way I can play through each one of those games and give you a perfect setting. I can get you a pretty good setting that I've tested fairly decently and also double check with other places. But yeah, for me, I've played Slime Rancher. I've played Persona is my favorite, and it's going to continue to be my go-to. Cyberpunk is one I go back to, where I'm weird. I go back and play Cyberpunk on it and don't save. I'm just like go and screw around in the city and mess around and just have fun. And I don't save. It's kind of like a Grand Theft Auto thing where I'm just like, I want to pick it up just to like have some fun and just not deal with things. And then Witcher 3 is also another one of those similar things where I go and fight monsters but don't save. I've been wanting to do a new playthrough of that, but they released the new video patch, like the new graphical enhancement patch, and I'm like, I kind of want to play it on my beefy PC instead, but I did already play it on my beefy PC, so we'll see. Maybe I'll stream it, and so it'll look really good.
Hades?
I have not. I have not. I really need to play that. That's another perfect one for the Steam Deck, is Hades. I would definitely recommend that one. That was also in the top 10 games that are just amazing on the deck. I will say, on the computer, you can see your character a little bit better, but it's still pretty good on the deck. I like it. I think most people are going to admit to like that being an amazing game. No, it's. And then as far as like co-op games, we've started playing more and more. Like Back 4 Blood's not too bad. I prefer mouse and keyboard with Back 4 Blood. Just that's how it is, but it runs so good on the deck. So it's hard. If I had a keyboard and mouse on the deck, great. But then I'm kind of on a table and my monitor might be right here. And I'm like, I should just use my main computer because I want big screen and big zombies to aim at. And so, but then we've played Left 4 Dead on it, I believe. We've played a bunch of different co-op ones.
Battle Gun Reborn or whatever it is.
Yeah, Battle Gun Reborn, if that's the right name. And then
it's close to that. I'm sure somebody will mention it.
You're gonna get corrected hard. And then and then we've also played what's the dwarf one?
Battle Rock Galactic.
Battle Rock Galactic.
Yeah, what did I just say?
I know. I'm saying it. It doesn't sound right. But yeah, we've played that one.
Greg is on that too.
These game companies need to shorten their games to like 1 or 2 words, but I get it. It's starting to run out. I get it. But I'm not going to remember everything. There's too many things. My brain doesn't retain names like that. So yeah, for like you get like 2 other people with Steam Decks, which we need to find 2 other people with Steam Decks to hang out with. We should start a Steam Deck hangout in this area. That'd be perfect.
That would be fun.
If anyone's looking for I was gonna do some stupid ad thing for the
if you are looking for same-minded people in the greater Salt Lake metropolitan area.
Thank you. That's it. I was gonna say singles, but I'm like, that's just the stupid ad. Like, what is that? Doesn't even make sense. But yes.
Would you like to join a group that enjoys playing the Steam Deck as much as you? Yes,
that would be fun. It would be fun to do like a Steam Deck party. And so, but there's so many good co-op games, and there's a bunch more coming out. Redfall's amazing. Okay, we haven't played Redfall yet. I know people aren't the biggest fan of that, but I think that would be a fun one to play with you. We're in the middle of getting through Tiny Tina.
You still haven't told me like what's up with that game, and I think it's just because you want me to play it and find out for myself.
Yeah, I want you to experience it and see raw how you react, because I liked it. But I also can recognize when I first played through it where I'm like, there's a lot wrong here. This was not done.
Were the vampires sparkly vampires?
Not on purpose. They sparkled because the effects were wrong on them or something. They did not design them to be so. Their character design is just kind of how. So it's a similar. There's something in the other room. It's a ghost.
Okay, sorry. It sounded like the front door, and I was like,
we are going to take a break real quick. Okay, so back from that break, or however you're watching this / listening to this
interlude.
Yes, exactly. Did you go out and get some more concessions?
Yes. Got my popcorn. Refilled my Coke.
And we got more confessions for you on the Steam Deck. So, confession time. What is...
You just mix up confession and concession.
I rhymed
or am I mixing it up in my
I rhymed
brain?
it. I went out and got some concessions, and
now
it's
we're
time.
getting confession. Okay.
Now we're going into some confessions on Steam Deck playing time.
Did I have an aneurysm? I don't know what I
did. No, you didn't. I am just too witty for you right now. So
funny. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so moving along. Confession time. How many hours a day do you think you play your Steam Deck?
I don't know. It depends, honestly.
4 hours, 8 hours, or 20 hours.
There's definitely been days where I've wasted way too much time on my deck. There are days that I don't play it at all.
That's not a thing on this podcast. You've benefited greatly from it. No, honestly, it's not meant to be a confession time. It's meant to be just, you play, I play. I don't play on my Steam Deck as much because I'm on my PC more, but
No, because here's the thing. I feel like, so again, like I have a long gaming history. Like I remember playing games with my dad when I was like 4, and kind of going from there. But it's not the most like in depth. And I have this weird like commitment issue to like if I have to sit down at a console or a computer, it feels really
committal.
Like I have to carve out time to do that. Now, granted, yes, do I spend way more time playing on my Steam Deck than I probably would if it was a PC or
it all
console?
depends too. It just depends too. How your free time works, because these days it's a little different. It's like the Steam Deck, and that's why I think a lot of community, like there's still a lot of people that play it in their 20s and teens, but like the Steam Deck is like perfect for once you become like a true adult. You don't even have to have kids. It's just you have a busy life, and so it's nice to just be able to pick it up and put it down. Like, go get the oil changed. I'll play it. Well, I've taken it and played it many times while getting the oil changed. So
no, and that's kind of the thing where it's like that's the whole point, is that I can pick it up, I can put it down. Like I said, it kind of replaces like scrolling through my phone, because I can just, hey, I can slam out, 20, 30 minutes of my game or whatever it is, and that's
put
really
it down,
nice. Yeah.
pick it back up later when you
And
have a
admittedly,
chance.
like, that's one of the things that I struggle with because, like, the Steam Deck's really heavy for me.
Yeah.
Like, I get, like, joint pain in my thumbs and fingers.
I get that too, though. That's another big downside to the Steam Deck is and controllers. I'm used to keyboard and mouse. I don't have as many issues because that I have ergonomics and all that going for me with my setup. But with the Steam Deck, and I don't think it's because of the Steam Deck. I think it's just because holding controller for that long can just be very taxing especially if you're not used to it. And you're probably I feel like you're getting more and more used to it.
Yeah, it's not as bad as it has been. Weirdly enough, Vampire Survivor like killed the joints of my thumbs. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It was really weird.
No, that's
But
your thumbs are getting buff. That is, it was a workout program for your hands, to be fair. And so don't think about it killing your joints. Think about it getting buff.
There you go. Getting a workout.
Swole thumbs over here. So that could be your username.
Swole thumbs.
Swole thumbs. And so.
But so just to finish the thing real fast is that it's just the hard part for me is thinking of the Steam Deck as a stationary device of like hooking it up to my TV or to a monitor and playing a controller with it. Because I know you can do that, but I have a really hard time thinking about it in those terms because I'm so used to just like, hey, I'm hanging out in bed and I can grab my Steam Deck and I can play my game. It's not
watch your soap operas anymore.
Oh.
Again,
I have commitment issues with watching TV shows too.
I do too, but then we binge watch. And so that's how we kind of work anyways. And we'll binge watch, rewatch shows. And that's where the Steam Deck's nice is that sometimes we'll just sit there and watch a show that we've enjoyed. We'll just listen to it while we enjoy the games that we are not playing together as we play separately.
How dopamine starved are we? We've got to have a show on. We've got to have a game on.
I'm very starved, so we don't need to talk about that. I'm very gluttonous with my dopamine. So, honestly, the Steam Deck is a little heavy. For me, it's not too bad. I get pretty used to it. It's not the heaviness for me. It's just the not being used to controllers for that long.
But even still, it's a pretty,
it is.
It's a chunky controller.
It is. But I'm swole. No, that's like the old, everyone's like cringing because dude, that word doesn't get used anymore. No, but really though, I'm a little bigger, and so I think it's not as bad for me to hold the deck and play it.
Yeah.
I totally get it for you, but you're getting used to it. So the moral of the story is if you just keep persevering through, suffering on, you'll get used to it too. You don't complain about the weight of the deck anymore.
Something like that.
Your experience doesn't matter.
Who knows?
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be too harsh. A slight hint of truth in there, but I'm sorry. But yeah, we can continue on. There's other devices maybe coming out like the One X Fly that I recently did a video on that maybe would be good for you, but at the same time, I think you're used to the Steam Deck, and honestly, I don't know if you'd use something else at this point unless it was more powerful.
It's honestly at this point, yes, there's other devices that look like they would be cool or whatever, but I'm like, I already have the deck.
Yeah.
For me, because I'm not
ooh, shiny.
Yeah.
I'm a shiny. Ooh, shiny. I want that.
Yeah, but that's totally I'm ooh shiny about other things where this is your realm of excitement. True. And you love technology and you love, hardware and stuff like that. So for you, that's a big thing.
I like trying things out.
Having another device would be excessive.
I like trying things out 100%. It doesn't mean that I'm with the ROG Ally, for an example, I want that really bad to try it out. And I'd probably even play it at times. I don't think it would replace my Steam Deck. And it's just all for the reason I like the suspend feature. The games I'm going to be playing on the go are going to play fine on the deck. I'm not playing more intense AAA titles on the ROG Ally, even though it can handle it a lot better than the Steam Deck, because I have a PC and I have such a big backlog. If I'm on the go, I will just choose the games that play fine on the Steam Deck. Mm-hmm. And that's one thing that I find more and more people in the community kind of I can't play this on the go. It's well, then choose something else. Go get the Epic Games launcher and just start collecting all those free games. Come on. There's in today's world, if you own a Steam Deck, you can get a game that's going to play just fine on it for an 8-hour flight.
Yeah. No, that's the thing I think that's always very interesting about I mean, it's just how it is with everything anymore. Oh, this one thing, doesn't work. Boo-hoo. And I get it. It's frustrating. Like, I'm not, like, I get it. You want what you want to play and everything else like that. But I think people need to adjust expectations a little bit and not be so like, this has got to do absolutely everything that I want it to do. And if it doesn't, then it's shit, Yeah.
It's not quite there as a desktop replacement, I will say. Like, if you're trying to get this for a desktop replacement where you want to write your papers, you want to go into desktop mode a lot and just do a lot of different things with it, it doesn't quite replace a PC yet because, honestly, multitasking is not great. And this, the reason I bring this up is once, like with the ROG Ally, it kind of is a desktop replacement. And these newer devices, and once the Steam Deck 2 comes out, as long as it has like eGPU support, they're desktop replacements. And so it then becomes, you can play everything on it at one point. Yeah. So, yeah, for those people that just want it for, like, honestly, I could see us potentially down the road just using a Steam Deck 2 as our main gaming PC when we play co-op games and stuff like that, because it's just easy. Play them on the go, wherever, and then just do like really serious gaming on our desktop PCs and streaming and stuff like that. Yeah. So yeah, I tangented a little bit again, so don't mind me. So yeah, I like shiny things. I like shiny things. I like shiny games. Magpie? I am about as intelligent, which is that is a very good compliment. Yes.
Magpies and crows and ravens are crazy smart. Like,
and
it's a little scary.
That's me.
There you go.
I'm as smart as a bird. Some people are like, he's not. That's not the compliment he thinks it is. No, they are really smart. But yeah, I do like shiny things, and that's why I like doing this channel and reviewing stuff and all that. But I still do have my staples that I go to. So when I do give my recommendations out, I sprinkle it with a little bit of a skepticism and like, hey, this isn't for everyone, but some of you guys might really like this. So I think it's helped people. Yeah. So yeah, no, it's so Steam Deck games. I mean, technically, we're supposed to be talking about Steam Deck games. So Steam Deck games.
Yes.
What is the number one game that you'd want to play on the deck that you have not played yet, or you don't know if it will play? I mean, we can go deep into this. If there's like, is there a game that doesn't play on it that you want to play really well, or is there a game that you've had your eye on?
The Diver.
Dave the Diver is a good one. I need to play more of it, but I'm stuck on Persona 5.
I still laugh. It's like Catfisher on the phone. And
you did so much of that in college.
I did so much of
that.
Yeah,
catfishing people. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. I'm gonna die.
Thankfully, we were like out of the dating pool when all of that started.
The catfishing's always been a thing.
True.
Yeah, sending in your dating videos.
Oh, that's right.
I used to be a thing like, I was never in my generation.
That was like up before
80s
us.
and 90s, and
yeah.
I guess I dated a little. I did not date in the 90s, but yeah. So, what were we talking about?
A game I want to play on the deck. That's a good question. There's a lot of classics that I want to try. Like, I've never played the Half-Lifes. I've never played the Portals.
Would you play those on the deck for the first time?
But that's the thing. I don't know if
you might stream them. Like, the thing is, if you get enough support, you might stream them. That's putting a lot of pressure on you.
We've talked about that for years, though. Like,
agreed. But if you're a member of Games Revealed on YouTube, you can go watch Suzie play through Dead Space. She's has part 1, part 2, and she will do multiple parts. People are watching it, so yeah. Okay, but yes.
People are watching me have heart attacks and pee my pants,
That's why people watch things. I need to fake that stuff more.
Luckily for me, I don't have to fake it. I turn a corner and some dude's beating his face off, and it's like...
I've seen it all. Real life, fake, whatever. No, I haven't seen it in real life. No, but no, there's games.
This is why you need therapy.
Dead Space is my therapy, and so that's why I'm so healthy and can stick to a schedule so well. Yeah, no, I do get scared. It just depends on the game. Like Dead Space did scare me a little bit. It has a creepy atmosphere and all that. It just depends on the game. Some games I'm just like, that's why I have to play my deck out in the forest.
There you
just
go.
to get that edge.
Oh my gosh. This is how people get into weird porn.
Yes.
Anyways.
Maybe forest stuff, huh? The forest folk. So what's the number one game that's on your backlog or like you maybe coming up that you want to play on your deck?
I really want to play Outer Wilds.
That's true, and that does play. From understanding, that does play really well on the deck.
Yeah, so that might be one. That's one I want to have like a really good like intention of playing, so I can focus on it.
I feel like you treat that thing like it's a sacred object.
Probably do. I don't know. I've heard from so many people like that it's a crazy mind-blowing experience. And so I want to have like, again, it's the commitment issues of like, this is going to be a good one. So I got to
commit to it. You got to start it. Yeah.
You know,
I'm 100%.
With like Hollow Knight, did I expect to spend the amount of time that I've spent on it? No. It's just more, I started playing it and then it was like, I just want to get past this part and get the freaking charm so I can go do the thing with the thing. And it just,
yeah.
You know, and then it's like, oh, I got the thing and now I can go here and I can go there. And then it all starts over again.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
you know, like, I don't know. My brain's broken. Don't ask me why it works the way it does.
No, I'm 100% the same way. Like Persona 5, I pushed it off for so long and then finally, okay, the deck. And I had the deck for a year before I started it. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to look up how long does this take to beat? And then I'm like, oh, I knew it was like, I thought it was 80 hours. No, it's 100 hours minimum. And so I'm like, oh, so I'm committing to this. Okay, well, I'm already 40 or 30 hours into it. I think when I looked it up, I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'm fine. I'm committed now. If I would have looked it up before, maybe I would have been a little less committal to this and would have cheated on. Well, no, honestly, I've already pulled up other games and cheated on it with other games. But, you know, that's another thing. That's not a big deal. It's whatever. But, yeah, so yours is going to be Outer Wilds. Mine, the one I would love to play, and I'm really hoping and I'm really doubting it plays on it, is Starfield. That is my number one game for the rest of
it. It comes out September, 6th-ish, I think.
Yes, it comes out. Yeah, about that. It comes out very soon. I'm very excited for it. And I've got to say, I'm not very hopeful that it's going to play well on the deck because it's such a huge, convoluted game. But I'm hopeful that it will get optimized to run on it. Honestly, it's more like it's just Steam Deck 2 is going to have it be playable, not Steam Deck 1. So we'll see. That's what I hope for. If it wasn't, I mean, that's really it, I think, because I already have Persona 5 that's going to eat up the rest of the year probably of me just casually playing that while testing a bunch of other games. And so, yeah. No, honestly, if you're watching this in a place that has comments, or if you want to go over to the Discord, you can at us and tell us what you are wanting to play or what you're playing right now on the Steam Deck. Honestly, I'm curious to know. I don't know if Susie cares, but I care.
I do care. How dare you speak for me?
She kind of cares. I care greatly for you guys. Okay, we both care, and we both want to know in the comments what you guys are playing. What are you playing? What are you enjoying? We all have our favorites. Honestly, I would say one of my favorites, though, and surprisingly out of nowhere, even though it's been touted as really good, Slime Rancher was really fun.
It is.
That was a really fun. It's probably one of the more enjoyable games that I've played on the deck. We didn't really talk about it much because you go around collecting slime.
And you get to like mix them and create new slimes and
create baby slimes. Okay, they don't become babies; they're just slimes.
Yeah,
and
actually, you create bigger slimes when you merge them together.
Typically, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. When you merge them together, feeding them plots and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and it's fun, mystical world that's kind of like Nintendo-esque, and it's so big. Every time you unlock an area, you're like, okay, I'm done. No, you're not.
Yeah, it's one of those games that's really nice to play because it's very chill.
Yep. And you know it's not going to be a 100-hour game.
No.
But you're going to get a good 20, 30 hours out of it.
Yeah.
And it's fun.
It is.
Yeah, that is a hidden gem. That's another one that should be up in the top 10, 20. I'd probably put that one in top 20, even though I think it's really good. I really liked it. There's just so many other games that are just so good on the deck.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so we've already committed to you guys to comment below. If you're watching this on a platform that you can do a membership on, do that. If there's a topic you want to see one of the guests or Suzie and I talk about, I will try to have Suzie on once or twice a month or more. We'll see how this is the great experiment. And then, no, it's not America. It's this podcast. America is that experiment's gone. It's toast. We already know what's going to happen. This is the exciting new future.
Going to get into a land war with Asia?
That would be very exciting. I think that would require the opposite of global warming, global cooling to freeze additional ocean to make it a land war.
Who knows? I just came up with the most random thing I could think of.
Yeah, this is not a history podcast. That would be a fun one to do sometime. Especially a game history podcast would be. Mm-hmm. So we'll cover like more than just the Steam Deck, by the way, in this podcast. This is going to have games, just various amounts of it. This is meant to be a fun podcast. This isn't meant to be. We'll have some details. We'll have some descriptions. We'll have some fun stuff littered throughout the whole thing. Not quite how we used to do it, but it's going to be fun. But it's going to be very much, you're going to watch a couple of people chatting, having a good old time. You can interact with us through our other channels, and honestly, this will be fun. Anything that you want to close out on, anything you want to tell the audience, recommendations, insults, what do you want?
Yes, I'm going to insult you now. Leave a comment, tell us what you like. I mean, to be honest, like, that's the thing for me. There's more games that I'm like learning about as I go through this whole process, and so it's really fun to learn and see and know more about all of it, which is really fun. So I like seeing those and knowing what you guys like. So
yeah, so continue to follow us for our journey onto the Steam Deck and gaming and all that, and also follow to just figure out what else we're going to be doing with this podcast, because there's a lot. Who are you going to be interviewing next?
Who, me?
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
I have no idea.
We're gonna be great.
This was you.
It is me. But maybe I'll surprise have you interview someone. It'd be fun. So get your interviewing skills down.
Do I need to get my hot wings ready to interview someone?
Yeah, that would be really fun, actually. Like hot wings, but like game edition.
Mm-hmm. Hot ones.
What did I say?
You said hot wings.
Hot wings, hot ones. Hot ones is
it's all
copyright. I don't know. But I agree. That would be fun to interview people and see. I don't have a lot of hope in the content creator sphere of like Steam Deck and gaming and all. That's another thing. Let me know. Can you guys handle your hot wings? If you can, maybe we'll have you on a special episode one day, Mr. Beast style, and having you competing against $10,000 to see who can eat the spiciest wing first and win. I don't know. That'd be a fun one too. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you guys in the next episode. Maybe you'll see Suzie in the next one. Maybe not. We'll see. It's a surprise. That's the fun thing. You don't know what you're going to get until it happens. Maybe the title's even misleading. So thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Peace out. Later.
Bye.
Bye. Congrats. Secret level unlocked. You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter to curb that craving for more. If you like this episode, then make sure to leave a like, rating, follow, or whatever the platform has. Also, make sure to check out our merch at shop.gamesrevealed.com or shopundead.com. Peace.